At Greenbushes, Talison Lithium mines and produces over a third of global lithium production. The area was still explored for tin and then and still is for tantalum. By dint of digging, a huge vein of spodumene was discovered on the rock. There, the pegmatite rock often contains up to 50% spodumene. This ore, a silicate of lithium and aluminium that is easily identified because it shines in the sun, is the chemical industry's basis for all derivatives of lithium. The extraction procedure is a conventional process. The holes are dug by drilling and explosives are inserted. It then remains to carry fragmented rock to the crushers in the factory. After an initial coarse crushing, the ore is transported by a conveyor belt to a finer grinding in a mill with steel balls until the ore is smaller than 1/10 of a millimeter. Water is added to the mill, which allows a slurry of fine particles called the pulp to be obtained. This is followed by a physical separation of the rock and the spodumene by density difference in a flotation tank. Collectors, which are usually surfactants, for example oleic acid, are added to the pulp. They will make the lithium minerals hydrophobic by activating the surface. The pH is adjusted to be slightly basic, between 8 and 10 approximately. Foaming agents, typically alcohols, are added, which will decrease the surface tension of the pulp. This will prevent coalescence of the bubbles and thus make the foam compact and stable to make the process more efficient. The foam which floats is collected at the top of the flotation tank, while the remaining pulp is fed into the next tank for a second pass in order to recover the maximum lithium ore. This is done in multiple passes through the flotation tanks until there is no more lithium ore in the pulp. The recovered foam therefore contains a high concentration of spodumene. If there is iron ore, they use a magnetic separation to remove it. This mixture is then passed through a filter mat, which will allow liquid to flow and thus will dry the spodumene. The final product, depending on the desired quality, contains between 63 and 94% spodumene, the impurities of which are silica with a little feldspar. It remains only to pack and send it around the world, mainly to China, to convert spodumene into various lithium derivatives. More than half of the lithium produced will be used to produce low thermal expansion glass, which is used for example for the screens of our smartphones and tablets, as well as for making the batteries to power them. The remaining production is used to make lubricants for high temperatures, to decrease the melting point of aluminium in the Holy-Rolled process, for producing aluminium alloys for aerospace, in some medicines, for